If you want to explore, you need to simplify the parts, right? Regardless of the function at this point, right? So there's a point where you need to explore and you need to stop thinking too much about like what a car is and the function and all that. Because otherwise you're gonna end up just doing a regular car. I mean, especially when you're a student, I think it's the time to explore. Because it's the time to explore so you can stand out and they can hire you or you can do your own. And then when you're in the industry, you need to follow a little bit more rules because you are working on a business, right? And they try to make cars. Like this is the nature of every business, right? So, but I think student phase is exactly the phase where you need to be exploring the most, right? You need to be like just doing crazy stuff, right? And the way to get there is just like, as I said, making little doodles, having powerful geometries, and try to put some automotive cues in there, right? Don't try
Yes.
to don't try to come up all the time with conventional. Don't try to make cars mimicking other cars, right? Try to make cars following the rhythm of your main architecture, right? So if I give you a simple example here, it's like if this is my form, I'm not gonna put a hood in here and lights in here. Like I'm basically erasing what I'm thinking. Why? Because this is conventional. Why am I putting a greenhouse like that? Because it's what I see. It's what I see on the streets. But no, if you want to push the envelope, just follow the rhythm of your theme. So which means I might be able to put, yeah, maybe you put wheels. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put fenders. I'm just gonna make a cut in here and I'm just gonna put the wheels exposed, right? I'm gonna expose
Uh,
the wheel here.
uh,
Was
you
that?
tr you try to say when we add headlights and wheels, automatically our brains constrains ourselves, right?
Yeah, you go for the conventional. Like you
Yes.
yeah, it's like a trap. It's like it's tricky because you need to put some automotive cues. Like you need to put some wheels, you need to put some headlamps, you need to put some greenhouse, DLOs, like glass on the car. But also you want to do it in a way that it goes with the rhythm of your flow, your design, your form. So, and that's what I'm saying. Like you need to put you need to put automotive stuff, but just make sure it doesn't disrupt what you're doing, right? Doesn't make sure that doesn't like transform your design into a conventional design. Make sure you grab it as a function that okay, I need a window. What does having a window means? Well, it means that you're just gonna have a clear glass so people can see through. That's it. It doesn't mean that has to have the shape that all the cars have. So that's what I mean. So for example, here, if I was just to transform this guy into something, right? Well, I will shape this guy like that. I will have section lines, right? I will have maybe vertical lamps like that because it goes with my design. I will have the splitter here, right? You have a
Uh,
texture like that, you know? So and
can I?
then, yeah,
Well, I just want to learn what are the basic elements of front in front bumper. I was just trying to say we know there are headlights, grills,
yeah.
and what kind of things should be there in conventional cars? Splitters, you said splitters, right?
I would separate it into two two things. Oh, well, couple of things, but two main things. One is just the body, right? You just need to have a body, a frame at the front, right? Body.
Mhm.
And the second one is
It is
just
called
the splitter.
it is called front fascia or uh,
What
front
do you,
bumper.
oh, what do you mean? Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is part of the splitter is part of the bumper, but I would say I don't want you to be confused with many features because otherwise your car is gonna become very conventional. So that's why I'm just dividing things in two, right? I'm dividing
Mm-hmm.
things in if you're gonna make a front view, right? You're gonna have your wheels. Let's say it's a BMW, right? So you're gonna have volume, main volume here, main volume, which is this guy, right? And then the secondary volume, which is the splitter, right? And after that, well, you put headlamps, right? And maybe you start putting like the vents, right, at the front. But that's
Mm-hmm.
it. If you overthink that, you're gonna end up doing just a car, normal car. If you want to explore, you need to simplify the parts, right? Regardless of the function at this point, right? So there's a point where you need to explore and you need to stop thinking too much about like what a car is and the function and all that. Because otherwise you're gonna end up just doing a regular car. So I would just split it in those two main keys, which is the body, and the second one is just the splitters, right? Because the section between the body and the splitter, you're gonna have a vent to let the air in, right? And between the body and the splitter, you can have a grill, right? But
Uh-huh.
there's not a rule what is the shape of the grill, right? If I want to have a grill here, I just have lines in here, you know? That's my grill, right? But it flows, right? If I want to have a splitter, okay, my splitter is here, right? If I want to have a bend, well, my bend is kind of like included in here, right? My bends are here, right? But you don't disrupt the design. The design is still, it keeps the fresh form, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Same for the rear. Just get a volume and diffuser. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So just whatever you see in Formula One cars that they have a big volume like that, right? Probably they have the 8 dots. I don't know what that is, right? And they have the just like a big diffuser like that, right? And then the wheels. And they have obviously the aerodynamic whatever thing, but two things, right? Two things. Big volumes, right? And then down here, splitter, a diffuser, right? So just divide it in those two. So you can think better. You can think in a very simple, holistic way when you design, right? You don't get distracted with many details. You just try to design a cool volume and a complementary shape. That's how you should that's how you should see it, right? Cool volume and complementary shapes. That's it. You need to think more about shapes rather than cars. Because otherwise, as I said, sometimes when you know too much about cars and you cannot think about outside of the box of cars, it's very hard to innovate because you're just gonna be doing cars. And to be a car designer, you need to do more than that, right?